how limiting it is to be in the hood, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The experiences, I would say, they're not that pleasant.
Yeah.
Like the hood experiences, like they can injure a man, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen a lot of people getting damaged by hood experiences.
Yeah.
So people have a different perception of impilo is something else in the hood.
Sure.
Than what life is. You know? Like you tend to focus on one thing instead of seeing the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So you get to see one angle of
life. Yeah.
And you show and you're certain this is the way life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know? So
whenever
that's
somebody,
the danger of the hood, yeah.
Whenever somebody talks about any or like you don't see that.
Like it's in your subconscious, like the behavior, because what is the hood? It's behavior patterns, it's people, it's habits. Yeah, that's what the hood is. Because if you take away everybody who's in the hood, and put a different set of people, based on what the sociologists did, how to structure like the whole thing, and then like put people about close to each other's houses are closer. There is no privacy. For instance, let's say like you're walking outside. As soon as you walk outside the yard, you're bound to see someone. So you might not be in a mood. You might be thinking your own
space.
things.
You
might be in your own space mentally, and then if somebody sees you, they're like, he probably has beef with me because he didn't greet me.
Oh yeah.
And that is caused by, I would say, we're too close.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I might look you in the eye, and then that might spark beef. Yeah, bro. Because what the fuck are you looking at?
Or I might not
because
look
my stomach is growling, I'm hungry and shit. Like, we're on survival mode in a way. So it's like, and people make this hood shit and poverty culture. It's not culture. It's not black culture.
Yeah.
Poverty is not culture. You know.
But how do you feel like they make it a culture? Like,
it's like there are things that if you do them, they're like, no, that's white people stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because people are limiting themselves to experiences.
Sure.
Yeah, bro.
Sure.
Like for instance, you'll be with niggas having beers, and then I decide to buy a lot of biltong. So we're eating biltong. That's too white. And I'm like, why would you buy biltong? I'm like, where did the white people get the method of having biltongs?
Sure.
Or how to dry meat? They found that those methods here in Africa.
Sure. Yeah.
So now you're thinking this part of culture is foreign to you
because it's the other race that kind of does it like more than
normally you see other people do it. The reason people are not like into biltong cool is because we used to dry meat because there were no refrigerators at the time, so there were methods of preserving food.
Yeah.
And the missionaries saw what we did, and then they saw like, whoa, these people are doing this type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then they held on to those methods, and they made it part of them of them because it was something foreign to them.
Yeah.
So now people are brainwashed. They stuck Kwamashu, they stuck in Laza, Kailisha, Soweto.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking biltong is a white people thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So like there are those small things like there are so many things that we limit her to. We limit ourselves, like a simple thing like that. So imagine on a broader sense.
Yeah.
How many things are we limiting ourselves to?
Besides that, like,
because I just mentioned one thing. Yeah, well. And if you trace back, it's something that we originated. But now we're looking at it as a foreign thing because foreigners came and embraced that.
It's almost like Shala Champe in the hood, but not knowing like the whole KwaZulu Natal type of.
Bro, people will live in one state and not know anything about any other part of the country. Even here in KZN, there are people who've never been outside of KZN.
Sure.
There are people who've never been to Drankensberg inside of KZN.
Yeah, true.
There are people who've never seen Richards Bay.
Sure.
There are people who've never seen Cape Town.
No, I just recently started seeing those places, but before I in the and I don't think it's because it's missing our phone. Local people don't want to experience those places.
Yeah.
But it goes back to this thing of they don't have means, you know.
But you do have means. It's just that you don't have business being there.
Yeah.
Because here it's all about what's cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, like what's happening right now.
What's happening right now? Because what matters is what are we gonna eat?
Yeah.
Our parents grew up as hand to mouth, you know. You receive something, as soon as you receive that paycheck, it has to turn into a grocery because that's what we always short of.
Sure.
So the whole entire community is just one month away from total poverty.
Yeah.
Because everybody depends on getting money on month end.
Yeah.
It be the 15th, the 25th or month end.
Yeah.
So if these people, it's still a part of oppression in a way. That you cannot even have freedom past 1 month. So you depend on your employer so much because like there's nothing that teaches how to be an entrepreneur, how to be a hustler. Like they're gonna call it hustle culture, they call it whatever, but the whole entire population depends on these firms, on these companies.
Yeah.
So it's like people are farmed in a way.
True.
It's like a farm because you can't even make plans past 1 month. You can't make like major plans because your salary is limiting you, so your life is limited. Plus, you don't even have time to think. Nobody has a library. Not even our communities has libraries.
True.
You know. So where you gonna get the necessary information how to develop yourself as a person?
You barely get time.
You don't have it. It's like you're born into it, you live and die into it. It's really, really hard to break out. And you hear people on the internet talking about, hey, black people are just lazy.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
True.
That's not the case. You hear motherfuckers talking on the internet while somebody grew up in the other side of the town. Because there's KZN, there's Durban.
Yeah.
But there are two sides of Durban.
Yeah.
There are two sides of Durban, bro.
Go deep into that. I want to hear about that.
Okay, there are neighborhoods where everybody's using an iPhone.
True.
Neighborhoods where everybody has a Wi-Fi, has access to the internet.
True.
And then there are other neighborhoods where we grew up, where it's just different.
True.
You know, it's different, bro.
No internet.
Some people don't even have phones. Phones, bro. They don't have phones.
I can relate.
Tell me.
I can relate.
Like you don't have a phone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's you're a different case.
Yeah.
I'm saying like there's someone who have never had a phone.
Oh yeah.
Their whole life, and they're 29.
Damn.
They 34. They never had a phone. Their whole entire life.
Yeah. That's crazy.
At this time, bruh. Yeah, well, there are people who live for smoking. Like you see a motherfucker, he's smoking cigarettes. He's always thinking cigarettes. He thinks cigarettes before he thinks food. Like you won't find that anywhere else. The only thing that makes anyone rich in these type of neighborhoods is any sort of drug. Let it be lean, let it be coke, let it be Mandrakes, weed, any type of drug. It's bound to be a successful and a booming business. So we structured as a community that in order for you to be somebody, you have to be a criminal. It's a must to be a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. So that's where we at. But others have access to internet. They have they updated with the world. They move with the world.
I have like a question, like,
sure.
Don't you feel like even like with the people that are influencing like the culture of black people, like don't have a role in black people thinking that being gangster, like doing crime is like the most.
I think the problem with black people is that they don't dream too big.
Yeah.
Black people are gangsters. They're militant. They're stronger.
Yeah.
They're a competitive race. They're a competitive race. But somehow the systems that are put in place are not for their benefits as a people. Because they do not have anything that unifies them. So you have other cultures, it's easy for other cultures to thrive because everybody will get along at the mosque. So if we introduce something business related at church or at the mosque, where everybody gathers, then we have influenced the whole community on certain information or certain
aspects about like finance, business.
Exactly, bro. So with black people, like
it's like they always, because even when you go to church, it's like you are not being taught how to get, but you only taught how to give.
First things first, your spiritual system is taken from somebody who doesn't like you. So you're using as a spiritual base that is already oppressing you in a way. It's not righteous.
Sure.
It doesn't help you in any way. Yeah, boy. So everything you're using is foreign. There's nothing that black people use or do that is made by them for them. There's nothing football of black people anymore. For us, by us. Because that's the only thing that can make the whole community thrive. Is to have a system that benefits us, that is built by us, that is designed for us to grow. But we find ourselves in any industry playing a major role, but not benefiting
our communities, our societies.
Our communities and societies. Like you will find like Kono or Siaholis, Yes, Siaholis. Like he's married to a different culture.
Yeah.
So I don't want to speak about that.
That's all good.
But I feel like if you get married to a different race, if you're a man who was accomplished, so much. Yeah, but I think you're taking all the accolades and all the experience, you're taking them to a different race. You know?
Yeah.
Because
you're no longer gonna have so much to
interest.
give back, or interest from where you come from.
How are you gonna find interest if you're in a household whereby I'm not against mixed marriages or whatnot. I'm just stating what I think. You know, like your wife is a different race. Okay, your kids spend most time with their mothers. So if their mother is Chinese, they probably gonna catch a lot of Mandarin. It's gonna be easy for them to be fluent in Mandarin.
Yeah.
Who speak Mandarin? Chinese people.
Yeah. So now you're Zulu.
So now Zulu is dying.
Yeah.
So your Zulu is dying, or your Xhosa is dying, your Sesotho is dying.
Yeah.
You know, because or somebody else might see it in a different way. They'll say children will be more evolved because they will have different languages.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even yourself, there is one language that is more dominant in your life.
True.
Based on how you carry your life. So if you take all the systems that you have as a person, the philosophies and everything, which language is more dominant to your life? Based on decision making, based on everything. There's a lot. Your information is based on a certain language.
Yeah. True. I think. Yeah, it's English. Yeah, it's English.
It's English.
Yeah, for sure.
So already you're not African, but you're in Africa.
Yeah, but I think it's because in order for me to be able to success, in order for me to be able to be communicative with people, you know.
In order for you to survive in a system.
Yeah. I need to.
That is spelled for who? You know, like that's
the
problem.
I feel you.
That's the problem, bro. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because we don't build systems. We don't think about systems, and we're scared to plant seeds. Let's say that we're scared to plant seeds for the future, for the future generation. Like plant seeds today for trees that you will fuck. It's the same. Okay, it's about planting seeds, trees, and fruits.
Yeah.
So I'm saying black people are scared to plant seeds.
Yeah. That will grow for the future to have fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That future generations can rip fruits off.
Yeah, that's based on like black people or like.
I think more. This thing is complex because like when you see that who controls the wealth in the world, it's only a certain group.
True.
So somehow you might look at it as a black and white thing, but it's a rich and poor thing.
Yeah.
Because there are super rich people like the 1%ers. They won't give a fuck what race you are. They're only driven by one thing.
Yeah.
More power, more positions, more control.
Yeah.
So we're in a level whereby we think the main problem with the society is the middle class, because people who live under the poverty line look at the people as the middle class people as they are the problem, you know.
Yeah.
And then the middle class will look at the rich as the problem.
Yeah, so
and then they are rich that you don't even know.
So
like they're too rich to be famous. They're too rich to be famous.
Yeah.
You know, like people who inherited systems and stuff. So that's the problem, bro. Like, have you thought that who pays what system are they using to pay politicians? What system is in place to make sure that the president gets a salary Who hires the economists that run the whole thing?
Yes. I feel you.
So, who really makes the budgets for the country?
Yeah.
And how much of the budget the country really does what it has to do?
And none of us are informed about that. The only time you get informed is like being given whatever that is being said on the presidential speech.
Yeah, because politicians.
But like, there's no true statement or like the actual facts that shows you that this is how we're gonna run our budget.
Nah, bro, you're not involved there. You just have to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the chat is like. You have to vote. The rest will handle it. What laws are they passing? How are they affecting an average person? That doesn't make noise. But that's more important than anything else.
Yeah. So do you feel like we should be part of that, like the system, as like the whole black people, and work on improving ourselves? Or should we just say, no, we are starting over, or we just want to start our own way or have our own systems?
I think we need a system, a different system than the system that is working.
Yeah.
We need a different system. We need a different system because this one is not working. It's not working for the majority.
Right.
It only works for a few. Maybe things are supposed to be that way. I don't know. Maybe things are designed to be that way. But if you look at everything, there are so many question marks, like why Pondo is not an official language. But you know Pondo people.
Yeah.
Why ain't they recognized?
Or why are they getting discriminated? Like who's being Pondo and what's not? Like,
you know, who decide the borders?
This is like the ones that are superior or whatever.
Who decide the borders in here?
Yeah.
So
deep.
there's so much that we need to ponder on as a people. Well, elders are there, but they're thinking about having.
I think at the same time we do have time. It's just that we don't make time. Even though like most of our lives are based on being at work, you know, and maybe you work from Monday to Saturday and you only get a chance to be off once a week. On that Sunday, I'm pretty sure as much as you want to rest, you could be in part of communicative information, community, society, space, you know, like just like what we are doing right now. It doesn't have to be a space whereby there are a lot of people, but just a friend, just like a parent, you know, whoever that's informative about like how things are, you know, who we are and how to go on from now going forward. You know, I just think that people do get that time, but with that time they don't use it to actually get information, or I don't know, but I just feel like that way. I don't know.
Yeah, so any interview that I've seen, I thought about Uti, they would be like, children are like not wise.
Yeah.
They lacking in school. I don't think that's the issue. I think how school is structured is a problem, because you take a toddler, they go to crash, they come out of crash, they go to grade 1, and now they are being taught how to count.
Yeah.
But they counting in a foreign language.
Okay.
So how are you expecting an indigenous child to do well when you're teaching them mathematics?
Yeah, in a foreign language. Sure.
They come back at home we're speaking Sus. They go to school, at school they're speaking English. When they're teaching you mathematics.
Yeah.
So now you're dealing with two obstacles at the same time.
Yeah, I feel you.
The understanding of a foreign language and what is being taught in a foreign language.
Sure.
So now you ask yourself, the man wearing a suit speaking in a podium, is he really, really interested in the people, or he's really trying to pay his interest?
I feel you.
So it's all about him paying his mortgage and doing whatever he has to do. Because why nobody has ever spoken about that? Why nobody has ever spoken about how to take all the official languages and make them one language? Because it's possible. That can be done. So communication can be easy amongst all people. So tribalism could die out.
Like, I also find it like have you seen like maybe an interview, probably like maybe a soccer player, could be Cristiano, Messi.
Yeah.
Whenever they're being interviewed, they always have to speak in their own language comfortably and have their translator. There's nothing wrong with that, but when in our culture as black people, as soon as you get interviewed as a soccer player, or it could be whatever sector that you are on, and now, especially when you come from the hood as a soccer player, I would say that you probably don't know much about English because your focus is on playing sport. Now, when you're being interviewed, you don't really have the words, or you don't really know how to say what you have to say, and our own people are the very same people that are going to laugh at you, that you can't talk English. As for Messi, he has to talk his own language and has a translator.
It's self-hate, bro. Because, like, oh, you're brilliant, you play so well.
Yeah.
But you don't know how to communicate like we do.
Yeah.
We are very good at communicating with the language of the master. And you and you still original in these times. That means I'm better than you. Because black people are convinced that speaking these European languages somehow makes you more intelligent, or it makes you intelligent. While every race has its own dumb people. True. Like an average man is dumb. In any race, an average person is the dumbest.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere.
It's just
the way it is.
Yeah.
An average person is dumb. You're not gonna come up, because critical thinking is not looked at as something to be. You're not supposed to be a critical thinker. Nobody wants that. So now people are convinced that if you're speaking the master's language, somehow, you're speaking big words, that means you're very smart. No. You can be dumb.
But
speaking somebody by being a perfectionist at somebody else's language. You check. Sure. So you don't need, like, once you lose the language, bruh, you have lost yourself. Because language is the key to your reality. Language is the key to the reality of who you are as a person.
Sure.
Because if you're speaking, when you're praying, when you're chanting, whatever you're doing, if you're doing it in your own language, like, we're indigenous to this place. They can say whatever the fuck they say. We're indigenous to this place.
Yeah.
Even though we're currently at the concentration camp of apartheid, of which is townships, Elokship.
Sure.
But more tandazala, more phahla. It's easy for you, mawuthi imvelo ayibe nami. Mvelinqanga kabe nami.
Yeah.
Ngilana ngiyanxusa ukuthi ngiphumelele. Ngiyanxusa ukuthi ngihlengeke. Ngiyanxusa ukusinda. Ngiyafuna ukuphumelela, ngipha amandla ukuthi ngisize nabanye. That blends with the environment because it's not foreign. But if I'm gonna speak a different language, but it's gonna be a complex issue because somebody will say God hear all languages. You know, you ask people what is God.
But at the same time, I feel like there's gravity or there's gratitude when you pray in your own language. You know, like it's a different story when you say Baba Wethu Zulu, then when you sing Our Father, but in heaven, you know what I mean.
It's not serious. I can't take it serious.
Yeah. And we were raised in a way of saying Baba Wethu Zulu.
You know. Yeah. So like, hey, bro. It's different out here. So basically, there are so many issues that we're facing as a people. There are so many things that we should embark on and educate ourselves even more. Like, I want to be educated on so many topics. Even the ones we're speaking about. Like, I would like to have Mkunzingizi and educate him more about everything he knows. You know? Because he's more experienced than me. He's been here longer than I am. He knows more. I could teach him a thing or two being young. But we need that wisdom from our elders.
I feel you.
So, but the thing is, now everybody has a platform. So any dumbest can jump on the net and talk shit. Now it makes it hard because you have so many people who are the chosen ones. Everybody's a chosen one. So everybody feels like they could speak on anything, you know. But everybody has their own opinion as an individual in a way. So you could touch on anything, I guess. But there are people who are more informed on certain topics. They just know that you will get some real info.
Do you think that us, like, as the South African community, especially like
what
black,
is South Africa,
okay,
the Boers colony?
No,
British colony?
No, I'm just mentioning the way it is right now because we're using the system, you know. So do you think us as like a South African community, specifically black community, are we using the internet in a right way in terms of like getting informed, you know, in terms of like uplifting ourselves?
I think we are, bro. I think we are. And one part of internet that is like that helped a lot of people because I've seen change from people due to TikTok. Information spreads fast. So some informative shit like gets to every corner of the world or the country, as well as ignorance.
I just feel like though ignorance spread
there's more
rapidly.
There's more ignorance
because like whenever you get on the internet, it takes you to search about something that is informative, but you don't have to search about anything that's like comedy or like
entertainment is easy, dog. Entertainment, like, you don't gain anything by being entertained. And there's something that people feel when they're being entertained. There's a certain drop of dopamine that they get when they're being entertained.
Yeah.
That's why people could binge watch like a whole series. But if you watch like a documentary about chemistry for an hour, you'll feel like 2 days.
Yeah.
You know? And the new problem is people have a short span of attention. Like people cannot concentrate past 30 seconds now. I'm not saying it's a TikTok problem or it's a YouTube Shorts problem, but it's something that is really happening. Like people cannot concentrate. So if you cannot concentrate, how the fuck are you gonna better yourself? It's really hard to better yourself because you won't be able to read the whole chapter. While there are people who can read the whole book in one sitting. Because they have trained their brain to do that.
Even with the kids, I feel like they have access to very powerful things. I think the internet is very powerful as to like you reacting in what you sing, because we are what we see, you know.
Yeah.
And so if like I enter on the internet and I see people living in a certain type of way or doing certain type of things, I might be a 15-year-old or 14-year-old child who's probably doing whatever that I saw on the internet.
Yeah.
You know.
So what do you think about porn? Like the easy access to porn. What do you think about it? Like how damaging can porn be to one's brain if they get access to it at an early age? Like, cause that's what happens in the hood.
I think that it's like it's very crucial. It's very like it's the core thing that actually links to how our society really looks at life now. You know, you find maybe maybe a 12-year-old, you know, is like interested in those kind of things. They dressed in a certain type of way. They may not show it live when they're in the streets, but you can see the way they look at you or the way that they act, they perform, that these people have seen certain things. You know, they've seen porn. They're like, you know, that, you know what I mean.
To a certain information.
They might have not been able to do it, but they are so curious at a very young age to do it because they've seen it, you know, and they probably have been masturbating in a very early age. You know, they just want to experience that, especially around the age of like maybe 14. That's where you really want to know, you really want to experience, you know. That's where you get your girlfriend, that's where you get your boyfriend, first experience. Maybe for us as a previous generation, it was a different story, because even though we had access, but it wasn't like this big, you know. So like you would have a girlfriend, but like you won't actually be able to watch that thing and then go do that thing. But nowadays I just feel like they just watch it and just go experience it. I don't know. Maybe you should probably get a kid who's probably going to tell us about how that works in their era or in their age.
Yeah, bro. Like there's so many things that I'm curious about. Like the importance of a president. What is the importance of a president? Like nobody asks that question. People are just fine with the way things are. I'm not against it. I just want to know the importance of everything. Why do we have a president? And what is the importance of a president? And why does a president has to make decisions that would affect his time in the office? Because the president stays for 5 years in the office, but they could make deals for the next 25 years. Why is that possible? Why can't they make deals that would last as long as their time in the office?
Not for you. That's deep though. That's really deep. I would say I don't know, but like, I think the president is a way, or a person that is representing whatever political background that is, So we're literally just gonna put this person just for y'all to see that this is the president.
This is the chosen person.
Yeah, but they are just internal decisions that are being made. He's the one who's just gonna read them for you. That's probably that for me. I think.
Yeah, bro, like it's very, very confusing when it comes to leadership and the type of governance we have as a people. Because 2,000 years ago, do you mean to tell me we were just barbarians? We didn't have a way to govern ourselves. Motherfucker continued! To be motherfucking continued! Hey.